Enobisong spouse Jonje Alice person.
Can you please talk a bit louder?
Enobisong spouse Jonje Alice person.
Okay. Yes, so welcome on stage around like Alice Basham is a school guidance counselor and advocate committed committed to supporting neurodiverse individuals. As the founder of Dyslexia Cameron, she promotes inclusive education and provides resources for students with learning differences. She also leads Ladies Arise and Connect, empowering women to excel in leadership. Through her personal brand, Alinum, she continues to advocate for innovation, inclusivity, and personal growth, making a lasting impact in the education sector and beyond. So that's the introduction of Alice. So yes, you can occupy the stage. Good luck.
Can we try to can I try to share my slide? I think I have like 10 more minutes before 6:30.
Yes, please. You
Just to be
can
sure
share
it
your
works.
presentation.
Okay. If not, then you may have to share it from that end.
Could you please share your presentation?
Yeah, I'm getting there.
And could you please talk a bit louder? We cannot listen your voice clearly.
Oh, okay. Is this okay?
Yes, now it is okay.
All right. Let me try it now. It's not showing. All right. Now it's the PDF. All right. I think that works.
Yes, we can see. Good luck.
Yeah, I'm okay. All right. Thank you. Do I start right away? Wait for 6. Good evening, everyone. Today we'll be talking about how we can redefine leadership, how women in science and engineering can drive the change necessary through inclusivity and innovation in the third technological revolution. I'll begin by asking a question. As leaders, how do we experience, how do the people under you, who you lead, experience themselves because you have been led by you? How do the people who you lead as leaders experience themselves differently because they have been led by you? As female leaders, how do people you lead in this era of innovation and technological revolution, how do they experience themselves growing, making and driving change, creating impact? How do they evolve and transform a world experiencing technological revolution? Leadership in 21st century is no longer about holding authority. Instead, it's about one's capacity to adapt, innovate, and embrace inclusivity. As we navigate the third technological revolution in an era which is reshaping industries, companies, and enterprises, Women in science and engineering should be positioned at the forefront of this transformation. This era demands a new type of leadership, a leadership that questions the status quo and promotes inclusive, future focused individuals and strategies aimed at breaking barriers that prevent women from making significant progress towards occupying leadership roles. The real question becomes, how do we lead? How do we influence the next generation of women and the world at large as they experience this era of disruption? How do we make this leadership different from what has already been existing? According to the 2020 report by McKinsey and Company titled Diversity Wins: How Inclusion Matters, it explains that companies that have a balanced representation in gender diversity and ethnic inclusion in their executive teams are 25% more likely to outperform their peers in profitability. Yet, despite this clear business case of diversity, only 12% of engineers globally are women. This points out the systemic gender gap in fields that are essential for the future of innovation. Moreover, 61% of these sentiments that surround inclusion are still negative. Why is that? This calls for us to embrace inclusive leadership as a core business strategy as we make concerted efforts to impact the generation of women at large and the world as a whole. In 2016, I led an organization or project called Ladies Arise and Connect. This is an initiative that initially focused on helping young women transit from schools to meaningful careers. Many of these women are highly educated but found themselves unemployable because of gender barriers and professional limitations. For those who managed to secure jobs, their career progression stalled due to systemic biases or lack of opportunities to develop their key skills. With that said, the key challenge women face in male dominated fields like science and engineering is overcoming these systemic barriers that hinder effective leadership. However, another less acknowledged challenge that many young women face is the absence of visible role models in leadership positions. Also, the, the absence of women that reflect their own aspirations and also are not formed from their similar circumstances. At Women at Rise and Connect, we are committed to redefining leadership for women. We don't just think about breaking the glass ceiling. We are also thinking of transforming what leadership looks like in an age of artificial intelligence or AI revolution. Ladies Arise and Connect, our mentorship system. We realized early on that successful intervention must start from the foundation level, beginning in secondary schools, but over time, we evolved our mentorship programs to focus on three key areas. These key areas are mind shifts, opportunity creation, skill development. Mind shifts. The first steps in our mentorship program is helping young women define their dreams and create actionable strategies for achieving them. We emphasize on financial sustainability through creating plan A's, B, and C's for them, ensuring that these young girls stay on track regardless of their economic conditions. Thanks to my training as a school guidance counselor, I ask them expansive questions that push them to think globally and critically reflect on what could be holding them back. Opportunity creations. We identify opportunities that align with their ambitions while stress testing their plans against various economic scenarios. This prepares them to seize opportunity and withstand challenges that may come forth while they evolve in their career track. Skill development. We encourage participants to acquire market ready skills early on while building strong profiles that make them competitive from the beginning. This equips them with the capacity to navigate obstacles and step fully into their potentials as leading women. Our system nurtures their confidence and promotes creativity and adaptability. As a result, 75% of our participants in our programs are reported to have increased leadership involvement in schools and communities projects just 1 year after completing our programs. Throughout my work, I have seen how mindset, adaptability, and embracing of one's uniqueness shapes leadership for the years of tomorrow. Yet, too often, women are constrained by narrow definitions of leadership that do not account for diversity or thought and approach. As we stand at the precipice of this third technological revolution, women in leadership roles must challenge these limiting paradigms. In a world where problem solving and creative thinking are paramount, industries must look towards traditional talent pip- must look beyond traditional talent pipelines to embrace neurodiverse individuals, including those with dyslexia. Research suggests that 10 to 15% of the global population suffers from dyslexia. Given that women constitute 49.6% of that global population, we can estimate that approximately 396 to 595 million women worldwide are dyslexic or find themselves on some level of the spectrum. Despite having difficulties with reading and writing, many dyslexics excel in problem solving and pattern recognition. These skills are critical in the fields of AI and data science and engineering. A 2017 report by EY reveals that dyslexic individuals bring unique strengths to complex problem solving environments, and they thrive particularly in identifying trends in data. Female leaders who prioritize inclusivity can leverage these talents while therein fostering a culture of innovation that sets their companies apart in an era of rapid technological advancements. The business imperative of inclusive leadership. The business imperative of inclusive leadership. By guiding women of the next generation of leadership roles into leadership roles, we empower organizations to thrive amid disruption. The essence of the third technological revolution lies in rethinking and reimagining everything. And this can easily be projected with inclusive leadership as as this is the engine that drives innovation forward. With AI and automation as its pillars of technological progress, organizations need adaptable, forward-thinking leaders, and these are qualities that come naturally to women. By the end of 2025, it is estimated that 85 million jobs will be replaced by automation. But at the same time, 97 million new roles will emerge, often requiring skills that are not yet mainstreamed. Inclusive leadership is critical to ensuring that companies pivot successfully and prepare their workforce for these future roles. Teams that focus on diversity and inclusivity are 1.7 times more likely to be leaders in innovation and in their respective markets. Shaping the future for our female leaders. We stand at the cusp of the future where technology will redefine everything. But technology does not lead, people do. The future we are building demands that leadership don't just adapt to change, but also actively shape it. As women in science and engineering, we are called to not only break through the glass ceiling, but also redefine the structure of leadership itself. This means embracing diversity, fostering inclusivity, and ensuring that each voice matters. This also means that leaders, the people we lead in this era of innovation and technological revolution, experience themselves growing, making and driving change, creating impact. They also evolve for themselves as they actively transform the world. The next generation of leaders are watching and they are ready to step forward. As we ensure that they inherit industries led not by the few, but by the many. This question should be at the back of our minds as we go through these decades of revolution. Will you be better leaders? Will you be the leaders that guide the change? Or will you wait for someone else to do it? As leaders, how do we, how do the people who we lead experience themselves because they were led by us? How do the people that we lead experience themselves, experience their own evolution because they were led by us? Are we ready to take this change? Are we ready to lead this change? Thank you. Are there any questions?
Thank you so much, Alice.
Thank you, Melinda.
Thank you so much, Alice, for the wonderful presentation, sharing with Virtual Summit 2025 Day 2. So, yes, we do have a question from our audience. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yes. The question is, what are the biggest misconceptions about dyslexia and how can educators better support students with learning differences?
Come again.
What are the biggest misconceptions about dyslexia and how can educators better support students with learning differences?
Oh, thank you. One of the biggest misconceptions we find with teachers, parents about what dyslexia is not knowing how they can help students or their children. They think that dyslexia, in most parts of the world, the name dyslexia is not even really known. They don't know what causes it. They don't know. They feel that if you can take some tablets, it can be cured. They feel that if you can discipline the child properly or more than moderate, it would help to put the child. So it's the child's fault. The child is the one who is not wanting to sit up and concentrate and read like the others. But dyslexia is a neurodevelopmental problem. It happens while the brain of the fetus is still forming. So the child really is helpless when faced with that situation. How teachers can help is to educate themselves. That is the best thing. And one of the things that help a dyslexic child is when they are diagnosed early. It's true that there is no solution or remedy for dyslexia, but early diagnosis is one of the key things that help children with dyslexia thrive. We can name a lot of successful dyslexics who have gone off to do so many great things, like Richard Benson and some other more. But because they could find themselves in conditions where they were allowed to thrive. So if teachers, parents want to help their children with dyslexia, is to do research, reach out to people who are trained in that field and can help them help their children. And that's also because not all dyslexics are the same. So you can't really give a cut and dry response. Two children may get the same diagnosis, but their dyslexia or the gravity at which they experience dyslexia is different. It affects different parts of their brains and their abilities. Although mainstream, they may have difficulties reading and writing, but it's the child needs an individual education plan to work with, specialized for each child. So they'll just parents will have to reach out, teachers will have to educate themselves and get trained.
Thank you so much for answering the question. So, whomever it is asked, I think they have received the answer for this question. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
joining this debate and sharing
Thank
your
you. Thank you.
enlightening speech with the Virtual Summit Day to 2025. So, please do join other speaker sessions and post your questions and encourage other speakers as well. Thank you. Please do
I
join our
will
next
do.
speaker and thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye.